Hi, I'm Mitzi from Rael's View. If you are here for some entertainment with a little bit of how to, you are in the right place. Hi, this is Mitzi again from Rael's View. I'm just starting off today by showing you how my week finally ended up. Just going through a couple of tasks and appointments that I had Monday through Sunday for the week May 10th through 16th. It's funny kind of how you make all these plans for life or for just your day or week. A lot of times you end up critiquing on what you planned. Maybe because we put too much on our plan, or maybe because we didn't put enough on our plan. It's just a plan, it's not set in stone, and it's okay if you critique it, whether that might mean adding to it or taking away from it. Or just flat out missing something that might have been important to you, but later you realize it's something that you can either do later on, or either that you didn't need at all. Sometimes I do notice within the planner community that some people don't want to add journaling with their planning, possibly. Maybe because there's not enough room after you put your plans in for the week, or maybe because you just want to do it in a separate um, spot. But either way, um, journaling and planning can be something that's done together if you wanted to. For instance, in Monday, I noticed that I did have a lot of stuff planned that I was supposed to be doing, which is fine. And I didn't have much room in my Monday block to put any type of journaling for my day. Again, that would have been fine. Now, for Tuesday and Wednesday, I did have a little bit more space I could have used to write a little something. It didn't have to be, it could have just been a little something like, um, I exercised today. Or it could have been something for Tuesday specifically about why I missed my lunch and learn for whatever reason. Or either for Wednesday, I could have written something about how relooking over my son's computer science assignment helped us find whatever errors or helped him learn something new about a specific point in that assignment. Here on Saturday, I decided to put a little journaling in. And here I'm just basically talking about how we went to purchase a new vacuum cleaner on Saturday because our old vacuum cleaner, our Kirby, finally died. It just refused to turn on again. Now, there is a huge story about the Kirby. But the Kirby vacuum cleaner, which there, older people might be familiar with this, because I don't really hear much about people buying Kirby's anymore. They are usually sold door to door, but this is not a Kirby sponsored video or anything. So, but specifically with the Kirby, we bought it years ago, before some of my children were born, and the Kirby lasted. I want to say, um, my second oldest daughter is, I don't know, about to be 13 or so, or I think 13. And anyway, so the vacuum cleaner is 13 years old. Now, for some vacuum cleaners, for some people, a vacuum cleaner might last that long. But in my case, when you have 9 children and you've got with 9 children, you're constantly going to be vacuuming maybe kitchen floors, vacuuming carpets, vacuuming wood floors, vacuuming your car, vacuuming, in our case, vacuuming your humongous travel size people mover van. Um, so you're gonna be using the vacuum cleaner a whole lot. So something that lasts and picks up all of our garbage for 12, 13 plus years is a plus in our book. Anything that lasts that long is a plus in our book. So, like I said, it's a long backstory with the Kirby, but I think it was well worth its money. The vacuum cleaner that we did pick up, this new one, was just a little vacuum cleaner. It was a Bissell, so hopefully we won't kill it too fast. Again, if you're doing a lot of with anything, if you're using something a whole lot, you would expect it not to last as long as someone who's using something just a little bit. So in our case, the Bissell might last someone who lives alone years and years. But if we can just get a year or two out of the Bissell that we just bought, it's a plus for us. So especially as much as we vacuum and pick up, and like I said, there's 9 children. The oldest one is 17. The youngest one is 10 months. So we're gonna be doing some vacuuming. I plan to make that story short, but of course it ended up long. I'm a bit of a talker. But back to my journaling. Um, as with my color coding that I told you about a little bit, a couple of videos ago. For Saturday, I did write the vacuum story in blue just because it's kind of about the family, and I usually make my family's anything I write about the family in blue. Then, of course, I did write a little something on Sunday. Of course, it's in pink because it's mainly just about me. Um, Sunday was just kind of a relaxation day, plus because I vacuumed a lot. Um, and when I do tend to do a lot of whenever I clean, and especially if it involves kicking up a lot of dust or anything, it usually makes my allergies act up, and I'm just highly allergic to dust and honestly just pretty much just life. And it makes my allergies act up, so they usually act up pretty bad the next day, especially if I'm dealing with dust. So that next day I kind of have to just kind of relax and chill out because I'm usually um um I have to usually let Benadryl take over my life the next day, so you're not doing too much after you jump in the Benadryl. For things that don't usually have a specific day, they have to be completed. I usually just put them there in my notes section, since they can just be completed any day throughout the week. Sometimes I also just put things in my notes section that I just want to remember to do. They might not necessarily need to be completed that particular day, but I just want them there so that I can remember that they do need to be done. They might even have to be carried on to the next week, but that's fine. I just want to remember that they need to be done. So I just scratched out a couple of things, like I did prep for the next week, and I did call the hospital about my youngest child's birth certificate. Actually, I think I just passed that on to my husband to do that. I did look into a couple of thank you cards for my daughter. And now we're into the current week, May 17th through the 23rd, and it's graduation week. I did already set it up previously, but I was just kind of going through and marking off a couple of things that I have already completed. Like since I did type this one, just to kind of show the difference between writing and typing here in the Notes app, I'm just using the cross out feature just to cross out what I actually completed, and then I also just kind of tapped that circle so that it can put a check mark in the circle. If you have any questions on how that's done, if you need any additional explanation, just drop me a comment below, and I can definitely let you know how to do that, or just explain it a little more in depth. Now I'm just kind of going down, just trying to take a quick glance at what else that needs to be done for the week. Most of the people watching this have probably experienced some sort of graduation. If it's not your own, or your children's, or maybe a friend's or a relative's graduation, you know how busy graduation week can be. You're trying to get everything completed, maybe last minute assignments if you're the actual graduate, or you're trying to get your cap and gown together, or maybe for parents, they might be trying to find out where what time everybody's supposed to be coming or meeting up, or different things like that. Um, and specifically in our case, we're just um, sending out emails to links and things like that for the graduation, since it is a virtual graduation. I did add a couple of notes at the bottom, and a note for Sunday for after the graduation and after all the hoopla is over. we can also remember to go ahead and start our thank you cards, because a lot of times with thank you cards, and this can be for anything, graduation, wedding, birthday, or just whatever that you um, might be celebrating and getting gifts for, it's easy to sometimes um, it's easy to sometimes let the thank you cards build up. But it's best if you're doing that to, as you get a gift, go ahead and write your thank you card. That way, at the end of everything, after you've gotten maybe 100 gifts or whatever you might have gotten, you're not having to write 100 thank you cards. And also, it's a good idea to go ahead and write down whenever you get a gift, write down who gave it and what they gave you. That way you can make your thank yous a little more personalized, because even though it doesn't matter what's given, everybody should feel special about whatever was given. Whether it might just be a card, or maybe they just showed up at whatever event it was, or maybe they just said, gave you a little an actual physical thank you, um, words of encouragement or something like that. It still should be acknowledged. And so it's a great idea just to go ahead and start that way it's not all on you all at the end. Well, it looks like we're at the end of another video. um don't forget to go ahead and like and subscribe and hit the notification bell if you do like these videos and you want to continue to see more. Like I said earlier, if you do have a comment or a question or something that you didn't understand, just drop some words down there in the bottom in the comment section, and I'll be glad to answer them and explain anything additional that you might need. Well, again, this is Mitzi from Rael's View.